everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams who need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's the Cardinals going up against the Cowboys. With that, we'll send you out to Arlington, Texas. Here's Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Lone Star State and Mammoth AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Arizona Cardinals and the Dallas. Here's Prescott. He hits Beasley right side. So a nice job to break the one tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Here's the offense, and I don't know what more you can say at this point in his career about Jason Witten.
You just give him full respect. This is a guy who knows how to do everything on the football field. Not just catch the ball, but huge in the run game with his blocking at the line of scrimmage.
He'll look to throw. And this one caught by Dez Bryant. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
In today's football, the receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage. When you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, That's a big-time play by the defense.
Here's the first carry for Ezekiel Elliott. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. And the 11 defensive starters for Arizona.
Deion Buchanan was drafted as a safety, but makes many of his plays as a linebacker in their scheme.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They're going to look to throw. And he's got his man in stride, complete. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive will continue.
Never make the mistake that the slot receivers, especially the little guys like we're watching here, are just quicker than fast. A lot of them combine quickness and speed, and they catch a lot of footballs, as we just saw there.
A first down carry by Elliott. And he'll lose yardage here, back at the 47. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
The evaluation process in today's NFL does not take into account as much bulk as it does speed, and that's what we're seeing with the linebacker position. Those guys that can run, they can play at any spot because they can make...
And he fires one that's intercepted. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race, and they will score. It's a pick 6 for the Cardinals touchdown. And the defense could not have written a much better script than that first drive, pick 6.
The offense never got a chance to really get oiled up there, did they? But the defense, they certainly got in gear. What a big-time play and a great way for them to start.
And now the offense, they've got to turn things around and figure this out because your backs are on the ground real quickly.
Yeah, usually when you're starting the game getting the ball, 0-0 is the only score you're worried about. Now the second time you get it, you're already down a touchdown.
And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Here's the Dallas offense now heading back out onto the field. They start on the ground with Elliott. And he's going to be stopped here on this first play as he gets it to the line of scrimmage and no more. Well, if you didn't know Ezekiel Elliott when he was at Ohio State, you know him by now in Week 10 in the NFL.
And not only do you know him, you have to talk about him being a potential MVP. And I know that sounds crazy, a rookie running back. But, boy, the way he has played and the numbers he's putting up, in addition to expanding his game, he had 2 catches in the last one for, 95 yards, a touchdown. One of them being 83 yards on the touchdown catch. He's doing everything for them, carrying the load. I think he sets the tone in a big way for the Dallas offense.
Yeah, 2 more on the ground against the Steelers in the end zone, including the game winner. Dancing to his left. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. The man with over 1,000 catches, Jason Witten, the intended receiver. And that brings up 4th down. So the Cowboys will punt it on 4th down, as on is the veteran Chris Jones to kick it away. Here's Ellington. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The first carry now, this is Johnson. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down. And now whistles and a flag, and I think we got a jump here. So we've got a 2nd and 5. Following the penalty, it's Johnson, and he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. So he loses 3 yards there. Now 3rd down.
Well, on that play, the expression, don't blink, you might miss something, certainly applied. That was fast. Defense diagnosed the play, and it was over in a heartbeat.
This is Johnson. He's got it. 17 yards on the pickup there, and also a first down.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, it was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice first down.
A first down carry here for Johnson. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and no more. The linebacker, Anthony Hitchens, there on the stop. And now the defense for Dallas.
Morris Claiborne is a former first-round pick at quarterback with skills that can match up with anyone when he's at his best.
Here we go. Andre Ellington, his first carry. And he's brought down. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
How many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary. That led to a really nice game.
The defense won that play so fast, and I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
They were trying to get it there to Michael Floyd, and it's third down.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on third down. Now Palmer surveying the field. It's brought in by Floyd. And a nice gain of 21 yards. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Ready to go now in the second quarter. Brandon Gaudin, Charles Davis. It's the Cardinals in possession of the football. And they're on the move here. They've got it 1st and 10. They go back to the ground with Johnson. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
He lost 4 there, and it's third down. On third down, Palmer being chased out left. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Jamarcus Lawrence able to drop it for a loss of 12, and it'll be 4th down. And that is no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Let's go.
Now Prescott. And he finds Beasley complete. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Bryant, the lone receiver, left. Here's Prescott. He's going to go for a big play downfield. And it drops down incomplete. Thought he might have had it. Instead, 2nd down. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot.
Looking for his tight end, Witten, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Kevin Minter. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. So out now come the Cardinals. And they had compiled a pretty long drive last time. Unfortunately, though, it ended with no points after the missed field goal.
And that can hurt the psyche of a team because as they drove downfield, you know you're never supposed to count points in your mind until they go up on the board. Well, let's face it, we've been there. We've seen teams before. They were counting on those points. They didn't get them. Can they come back now, start over again, and grind it out? I can say this from experience, especially from a defensive back's perspective. There's not many things more terrifying than a toss sweep or a pitch play and all that beef out in front of it.
Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Orlando Scandrick. And they're going to take over right there at the 22-yard line. Now the Cowboys offense heads back onto the field. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches. And that's caught inside the 30. A big play here for Dallas. 52 yards. The last drive he threw the pick, but he's not shy. He's going downfield again there.
And you can't be, because if you back off after throwing an interception, your whole game plan just goes right out the window, and it makes things easier for a defense. And you and I both know there's a quarterback in this league that's any good that doesn't throw an interception occasionally, and they usually bounce back in a big way. I've seen guys throw 5 and still find a way to win the game in the end.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete. Jason Witten, the intended target. And it's third down.
Even in today's NFL, when we think of the tight end position now as really a glorified wide receiver, we're still asking a lot of those guys. They have to block as well. And every now and then, they don't come down with the football.
They'll look to throw here. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Kevin Minter. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. And the Cardinals offense here ready to take over. And they'll start the drive on the ground with Johnson. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be second down. They tried to run the counter, just that the defense wasn't fooled.
And when they're not fooled, you see the end result. Because what you're doing there, you mentioned the counter. You're using your offensive linemen sometimes to pull or move, to influence the defensive front, to go in that direction and create the space back in the other side and block it appropriately. Which is exactly right. Didn't move him, sat there waiting for him and made the play.
Now Johnson. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. 12 yards is the pickup there, and that'll bring up fourth down. Now Drew Butler to punt for Arizona, the son of former Bears kicker Kevin Butler. Lucky Whitehead back deep for Dallas. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. The Cowboys offense heading back out and ready to go again. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
Oh, my goodness. Was that a defensive back that got to him with the pressure?
Oh, look at the former defensive back. You're all smiles up here.
I hope everybody can hear my smile on that play.
Looking to throw. He's got time in the pocket. And that one got tipped. Kind of threw everything off. It brings up third.
Well, we're not playing 3 yards in a cloud of dust football anymore. I kind of get why those old school coaches sometimes didn't want to throw the football. Because if it's popped up in the air, it almost turns into slow motion. And both sides trying to get to the football, and you're holding your breath wondering whether it's going to go good or bad for your team.
Des Bryant, the intended receiver, and it's fourth down. Well, they've had a pretty frustrating first half here offensively, and then just continued there with that incompletion.
Yeah, definitely frustrating for them, but heartening for the other guys. Those stop troops, they're enjoying things right now because they've made it very difficult for them throughout the half.
He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer. Ellington now to return it. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Cards will take over 1st and 10. Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency.
There goes Larry Fitzgerald. Past the 20. Touchdown, Cardinals. Larry Fitzgerald, 60 yards. And the Cardinals are able to show off their quick strike ability. And nothing too crazy there. A quick slant, and then he just had a seam. He found a seam.
And when you hit it on the run like that, and I mean the pass right to the receiver who's already in motion and moving, sometimes he just takes it and runs away from everyone else.
And he ran it into the end zone. And the defense, they've got to adjust there quickly. That's tough on them.
That's really tough because everything was executed well. Ball was out of his hands quickly, into the hands of the receiver, and then he was gone.
Now Catanzaro after the touchdown to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The offense for the Cowboys now working their way back onto the field. And still no points on the scoreboard. You're coming off of the 3 and out. They're just looking for anything to grab onto right now, aren't they?
I'm wondering if someone's going to take charge in the huddle. You know, we always look to the quarterback, but sometimes it's another player on the team, a star, a veteran, someone with some excitement and energy. It's like, all right, guys, let's shake things up and let's go, because they still have an opportunity to make things happen.
Shake it off. Back to throw here. Finding time. He's going to look deep down the field. And incomplete. He dropped it in the end zone.
One thing I know from experience is that when the deep ball is thrown and you're the defender, you've got to fight that little bit of panic that emerges. You've got to play the ball really well. It's a 50-50 jump ball play. And guess what? They took a shot. How are you going to win it? And
they're going to bring him down. Back across midfield at the 45. Corey Peters in there to drop him. And it'll be a loss of about 8. And now the Cardinals are going to use another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Second down, sacked by the defense. What type of pressure will they bring here on third? We'll see.
Let's go. One. Keep it up, defense. Keep it up, guys. Let's round. Kill.
Bryant, the lone receiver, left. Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. That's fielded at the 8-yard line. That'll be a 43-yard punt, but a net of just 33 following a 10-yard return. And the Cards are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. On first down, it's Palmer. And almost intercepted. It would have been his second pick of the game. Instead, it'll be second down. I want to shift for a second and talk playoff picture. Yes, we've got a few more weeks, but the NFC East and the AFC West have been ended today. We both have 3 teams in.
And right now, the NFC East essentially has 4 because Dallas is clear of the field. But Washington, New York, and Philadelphia really bunched in there. And then you go to the AFC West. Kansas City owns the tiebreaker over Oakland, and Denver also right there, the defending Super Bowl champs.
So following the run, we'll see what they do here on third down. Again, it's Johnson. Shrugs the tackle.
Nice.
And he's able to get up. And now the Cowboys are going to call another timeout. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And now here come the Cowboys. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here. On every offensive coordinator, every play caller sheet, they have about 5 or 6 plays per game that they call shot plays or big plays, and you don't get many opportunities to dial them up, and they just did, and they drop it with a great chance to make a big play. That's going to hurt. We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Defense really showing respect to the deep ball here, playing off the receivers. Steps away to his left. And that is incomplete. The Cowboys' all-time receptions leader, Jason Witten, the intended target. And it's 4th down.
Not only was that a 3 and out, it was their 3rd straight incompletion on this drive, and they didn't even think about trying to run the football. Now they have to give it up.
first kick, 47. This one looks good as well. Fielded at about the 28. Now a hit and a loose football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same. Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And he's brought down. They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. Now Palmer on first down. Looking deep downfield. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out, incomplete.
Well, they went for the big play there, but that drop could really hurt their momentum.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10.
Get ready. Blue 95.
Second and 10. It's Palmer again. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And out of bounds there on the kick.